Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Well, I certainly missed you, and I have to be perfectly honest. I mean, the gossip is slow because of this corona thing. The tea sipping has been slow because of this corona thing. So as far as me, I just been catching up on all my reality shows, and I got some interesting things to share with you today. So let's jump right in. Married at First Sight season 12 started with a bang, and they already have a villain basically within the first 10 minutes of the season before the season started. Okay? I mean, Chris Williams, okay? I can't even fathom the nerve that you had for what you did to Paige, but let me get into it so my people can know what's going on. So Chris Williams' account of the timeline between breaking up with his ex and starting the show is very, very sketchy, okay? In case you missed it, last night's episode, Chris married Paige Banks, but according to Soap Dirt, there is more to come with his complicated entanglement situationship that involves his baby mother. And I am here to bring you all of the tea. So according to the streets, Chris met his ex, her name is Mercedes, and they started dating back in October 2019. By February 2020, dude already asked her to marry him, right? Now, mind you, the selection process for Married at First Sight started in March of 2020. So you do the math. So we're talking November 2019, December 2019, January 2020, and February 2020. So between 4 or 5 months, he was dating, and he ended up asking the girl Mercedes to marry him. Now, things did not work out. Word has it that Chris and his ex were dating through the whole selection process in the spring of 2020. By June, it's alleged that the two lovebirds were actually caught COVID and they were quarantined together. Now, this is all according to his social media page. Now, my 2 cents is that Chris basically broke up with his ex because he knew and he got confirmation that he was going to be on the show. And the selfish man that he actually portrays himself to be, it's not my assumption, is how he acts on the show. He just wanted exposure, hands down. He didn't care about Paige. He didn't even care about his ex. All he cares about is himself. Now, whether or not Chris knew that he had the baby, that had a baby on the way before he joined the show, it's really hard to say. But the way he started off the show, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did know that he was expecting a baby and he just didn't care. That's just my opinion. Now, we definitely know that it is going to be on this upcoming season because he has to tell Paige about it, and that's all going to play out. Of course, there's going to be good ratings, and I am here for it. Now, according to sources, the baby is due like next month. No, excuse me, March 2021, which is like, I guess, 2 months from now. Allegedly. Now, another alleged tidbit is that they are saying is going around that his ex, is actually going to be incorporated into the show some kind of way. So if this is true, woo, this is some tea. Now, I think Chris is a straight douchebag, okay? I said it. He is a straight douchebag. For one, Paige did not know about any of this, okay? Until a few moments, minutes, mind you, after they walked down the aisle, he basically told her everything except for the part about the baby, which we're going to hear later in the season. But he did tell her, because they had this Xfinity. She had like an Xfinity tattoo, and she was also wearing a necklace, and then he has an Xfinity tattoo. And she was like, "Oh my God, it's like destined. God brought us together," because they both had Xfinity. Xfinity. Infinity. The little things, infinity. Oh my God, I said Xfinity. Infinity. They both had infinity tattoos. So she was like, "Oh my God, like God brought us together." And then he immediately shut her down and let her know, like, "No, sweetheart, I got this infinity tattoo to cover up my ex's name." Okay? Now, and also off the bat, Chris was comparing Paige to his ex. And when her bridesmaids asked him about his past, he did admit to them that he was engaged a few months ago. He's saying that he told them that he had to go through a healing process about the relationship. And basically that they split back in July. Back in May, but according to his social media, they were still together quarantining in June. So that contradicts a lot about what he was telling her friends, aka bridesmaids. Okay, and he had the audacity. See, this is where I lost it. This is where I lost it. Now, he had the audacity to say that Paige is not the woman that he wants, but she is the woman that he needs. And although he's not 100% attracted to her, he says, "Oh, but she's beautiful in her own way." Now, listen, Chris, listen, okay? You ain't ugly. So I'm gonna put that out there. You're not ugly, but guess what? Your personality makes you look ugly as hell. But my question still remains: will Paige Banks ask for a divorce on decision day, or is she gonna press through it? I mean, to me, I say she's not gonna press through it, because she seems like she's a smart girl with a good head on her shoulders. And Paige, I'm watching you, man. I'm watching you. Now, this is one hell of a storyline. And guess what? This is what makes me hype. Okay, this is what makes me hype. So we're just gonna have to wait and see as the story unfolds whether or not Paige is gonna send Chris straight to Splitsville, and somehow I really got the feeling that Chris really doesn't give a damn. At the end of the day, he doesn't care. He's there to promote his franchise. I believe he owns. He's like the first Black owner of a churches, which in Atlanta. Subway, not churches. I was about to say, there's no way he could be a church's first Black church's chicken owner. I mean, I'm just saying. But no, he is the first Black Subway franchise owner. So, if you haven't watched this show, I mean, you are missing out. But Chris, I hope Paige drags your ass. Merry Millions Season 2 is back with more outrageous storylines. And I am straight here for it because just like everybody else out there, I mean, I've been bored as hell quarantining, and Marry Millions makes for great TV. We get to see them juggle the disapproval of family and friends while navigating the differences of class, culture, age, and ethnic background. And I know what you're thinking. What do all these couples have in common? Love? Maybe. Appreciation of a good life? Most probably. Drama? Most definitely. Now, last season, it left me like completely stunned, okay? Because we had 2 pending wedding proposals, 1 confession of infidelity that left me with lots and lots of questions. Now, especially about these 2 couples. First couple up, we have Bill and Bree. I call them the good hair couple. Now, Bill is 62. He is twice divorced. He is some kind of commercial real estate tycoon who describes himself as a teenager at heart. And then we have his boo Bree. I think she's like super pretty. She's 22. She was working as a hostess in Dallas. That's how them 2 met. And she finds herself basically trying to blend into Bill's high society friends, social circle, and family. Now, last night's episode, we saw that Bill's mother and father came for a visit, which is not really odd. But the odd thing is that Bree had her family come over to visit last season, and Bill was not having it. Okay, he was just not having it. To the point that she even asked him, "Hey, can my mom come stay with us for a while?" And and I guess her mom was there for like a month, and he was basically like, she got to go, she got to go. Like, and then when Bree had her family over there, he basically, used to come home and be like, "Yo, your family has to go." Like, he seemed like really, really annoyed of her family's presence. So when it was said that his parents was visiting and that they was staying for 2 weeks, it kind of was like, okay, he's being a hypocrite. And to me, I mean, Bree, if you listening to this little podcast, you are too good for Bill. You deserve to be, somebody your own age, somebody who will actually respect you and your family. Because to be honest, Bill does not respect you. He treats you basically like his maid, and he made it perfectly clear that he was not going to marry you. So is his money really worth it? I don't think so. And gosh, Bree, I felt so bad to hear him tell his parents that basically he doesn't really trust marrying you like that. And he doesn't trust your family. So how could you want to marry somebody that doesn't trust your family? Like, I really don't get that. You need to dump that. He's just a loser to me. Bill, I used to like you. I thought you was all right, but now you're on my shit list, okay? You're on my shit list. Okay, so let's move on to this other couple that is bringing the drama this season, and that is Rodney. He is 51. He is a wine entrepreneur, and his boo, Desiree, she's 55. She runs a nonprofit through her mutual friend, which is code to me that she doesn't have no job. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean. Now, the couple had quite a journey last season. Uh, Basically, Rodney admit to Desiree that he cheated on her. Um, and she got mad, threw a drink in his face, and she left. Then he came back and he proposed to her. She said yes. Now, Rodney actually pays all of Desiree's bills. And by the looks of it, she would have it no other way. This is why I say she don't got no job. She told me she works for nonprofit. How? How, Craig? Why are you lying, Craig? Okay, so they live on the opposite side. She stays on the East Coast. He stays on the West Coast. But these two have gotten a lot of heat from fans. From fans, all right? Now, number one, Rodney did not tell his parents about Desiree. He basically didn't tell nobody about Desiree, only his assistant. She's never, in the 2 years that they dated, she's never met any of his friends. She just recently met his mom last season towards the end. His mom is, I guess, the pastor. She wore like this, Desiree met her, she had on this like plunging dress or shirt. I mean, I don't know if they would wear that to meet a pastor, but nevertheless, his parents hate her, okay? To the core. Now, after some trust issues were being uncovered, and the pending engagement and the promises of being more open with their relationship, I got some major problems with Desiree. Okay, number one, she seems like she's a gold digger. I would never date a man. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care if he was a billionaire. If he's ashamed to show me his friends or or introduce me to his family, listen, I'm just not having it. And you're on TV looking stupid. He's making you look stupid. I mean, it is what it is. Unless you collecting the check from Lifetime, and then in that case, it won't be stupid. But as far as you having to go through this with Rod, I mean, listen, okay, that's my problem with her. I mean, because like when she talks about him, she talks about his money, her face lights up. She got this thing in her head that Rodney bought her a house. He said it on national TV that he did not buy her a house, that was actually his house. I mean, they are just a mess. And after he told her, yes, I cheated on you, she came back and he basically proposed. He didn't really do a real proposal, okay? He didn't get on no one knee or nothing. He just threw the ring in the champagne glass, and that's how he proposed to her. Again, making her look stupid. And I would have threw that champagne right in his face like she did when they was in the pool. Okay? And that's the only reason why I say that to me, she's a straight gold digger. And she's coming off as a gold digger. Now, will Rodney keep his promise to her, or throughout the season would more stuff start coming out? Okay? But to me, either Desiree got some screws loose, or this couple is straight fake. Okay? This couple may be straight fake, okay? Because to me, if you watch the show, and it's just my opinion, when you look at Rodney and how he talks and all that, I mean, I just think he plays for the other team, if you know what I mean, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, well, I guess we have to wait and see how this all pans out. And you can check out all the couples and drop your 2 cents on my website, fatgirlsnoot.com. So I've been sitting on this story for quite a while now. Actually for like about a week and a half. And I just decided that since no one's talking about it, I'm going to talk about it. And this is like one of my most favorite shows on the Food Network, The Worst Cooks of America. I don't know about y'all, but I'm an okay cook. I'm not the best cook, but I'm not the worst cook either. But there was this particular contestant. Her name is Ariel Robinson. And she was on there last season and she actually won the show. Now she has been charged in the murder of her adopted daughter. They're saying that allegedly she beat the poor little girl to death. Her and her husband, Jerry Robinson, he's 34, she's 29. They were both charged with the homicide by child abuse. This happened on January 14th. And the little girl's name, their adopted daughter, her name was Victoria. They called her Tori for short. Rose Smith. Now, this is according to the release from the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Agency, better known as SLED. Now, Ariel is, like I said, she's best known for winning season 20 of The Worst Cooks of America back in August. Now, according to her website, she was a middle school teacher who was trying to make it big in the comedy world. She wanted to be some type of stand-up comic, radio host, or some type of TV personality. And I even heard she had a podcast. Now, if you look at her Facebook page, I mean, she is like showing off her adopted kids. They're all over her Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all over Twitter. And she referred to herself as a mother of 5. Now, also on her Facebook page, she was showcasing her new adopted daughter, Tori, on Facebook from everyone to see with all these hashtags that she had. Hashtag, what's the hashtag that she had on here? Let me see. Just one moment. Hashtag adoption matters and hashtag adoption. She was on there basically announcing the wonderful news that her adoption got approved. And you did all. I mean, she showed dozens, and I mean dozens of pictures of this little girl, showing her off like she was some prize, and really she treated the little girl like shit. And that's what bugs me out. Why would you go through all that, the adoption process, all that, keep a kid from going to a good home just so you and your husband could abuse them? I mean, it is sick. Now, the police released a few details in the case. According to them, they went to the home around 2:25 p.m. after the child was found unresponsive. Now, the little girl was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Now, I'm not going to get into the injuries description because they are pretty gruesome and graphic, but according to the arrest warrants that I saw online, there allegedly were inflicted there were a series of inflicted blunt force trauma that caused the little girl's death. Now, Ariel and Jerry Austin, they were actually taken into police custody at the Greenville County Detention Center. They were not given bond, as I researched, according to the jail records that I saw. Now, since her daughter's death, Ariel typically posted several times a day. Her social media went black. Okay, it went black, obviously, because she's not around. But I was able to find a video that is circling showing her basically bragging and joking about killing her kids. Now, you can head over to my website to check that out. And also, I was able to snoop out that Food Network, when they actually caught wind of what's going on with her, they actually took the whole season down because of that. So shouts out to the Food Network. Because, I mean, this is quite despicable, if you ask me. Now, this story is still developing, and when I find out more, I will definitely let you know. We have a lot to discuss in the comments, and when I say we got a lot to discuss, we have a lot to discuss. So don't forget to drop your 2 cents in these comments down here and let me know your 2 cents on Chris and Paige. Do you also think that Chris's relationship with his ex overlap into the Married at First Sight season taping? I mean, I surely think so. And what about the Married to Millions, Rodney and Desiree? Should she just leave him alone, or is she just a straight gold digger? And what about that Food Network contestant? Shouldn't they just throw her ass straight under the jail and throw away the key? And don't forget, if you want to see all my 2 cent shenanigans, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, as it does a lot for my videos. Now, until next time, my snoopers, and remember, that is PHAT as in pretty, hot, and tempting. Bye. Girl. Okay. Bringing you the Professor Snoop.